Welcome to Canfield and Company. On today's show, an information dinosaur bites the dust. A Gresham phone book printing company closes. Also on today's show, cruise ship moochers. Got some cruise ships in Alaska. Passengers are helping themselves to snacks for the homeless. Also, over in Umatilla, Oregon, employers say too many applicants failed to pass drug tests. And also up next today, the $1,500 sandwich. All of this and more on today's Canfield and Company. Hi, welcome to Canfield and Company. I am your host, Rob Canfield. It's going to be a great show today. I've got some great topics to talk about. Do you ever come home lately and you see stacked in front of your door one of the most obsolete items that you can imagine? Phone books. Companies still publish phone books and they drop them at your door. I mean, a couple times a year, maybe more than that, I come home from work and there is a paper phone book at my door. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do with this? I mean, I've got the internet, I've got Google, I've got all sorts of resources online to search for businesses, to search for anything I want. So why are these companies still publishing phone books and delivering them basically unwanted to our houses? Does anybody read them? Do you recycle yours? Mine goes straight from the front porch to my recycling bin. So as you well know, nobody reads these phone books anymore. They've gone down the tubes. They used to be a valuable resource back in the Stone Ages, but now nobody uses them anymore. And because of this, a local company in Gresham has announced recently they're going to close their doors. I got this out of the Gresham Outlook. R.R. Donnelly, which is at 174th and Halsey, you might have driven by there. They actually, for a long period, for many years, they printed phone books. Well, they announced because of changing market conditions, which means nobody uses Yellow Pages anymore, changing market conditions, they will be closing their printing facility at 174th and Halsey. Now, the sad thing about this, though, is that this permanent closure is going to mean that 113 employees are going to be losing their jobs, the ones involved with, directory and print fulfillment work. This is really sad when technology changes and after many years of service and hard work, people lose their job. This is really sad. The company says effective August 1st, they're going to start separating employees from the company. Now, it's a book. They were printing a phone book, so you've got press operators, bindery operators, materials handlers, the maintenance mechanics for the machines, accountants, you name it, the whole 9 yards. All these people are going to lose their jobs. Technology has a way of making certain things obsolete. You can probably think back when automobiles were made more popular. The horses went away, which meant the blacksmiths, the bridles, all that stuff. All those people lost their jobs. However, many more jobs were created by the automobile. I think the same things happens with the phone directories. And back in the Stone Age days, yes, I was a member of the Stone Age folks back there in the 70s and 80s. The telephone directory was a very profitable branch of every phone company. People actually used the phone directory, but now once the internet came along, it made the phone directory pretty much obsolete. However, when you think of all the thousands of jobs and the billions and trillions of dollars that have been created by the new technology overriding the phone book, yes, it is sad folks are losing jobs after all these years, but this is the how capitalism works. A new idea comes along, replaces an old idea, and there's chaos and turmoil. People lose their jobs, but other people lose their jobs. The company Ardonley has been around a long time, 1864. 1864. So it's sad to see them go. Well done, everyone who worked there for all those years. Good job, and I wish all of the employees the best, and I hope they find new and better employment as quickly as possible. That's it for this topic, and we'll be back right after this with another topic on Canfield Company. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Canfield Company. I'm your host, Rob Canfield. You know, we did a coffee story in our previous show, and I couldn't resist. I found another story, a kind of a odd story that I think you might enjoy. This is from a story in the Associated Press. It seems that in Ketchikan, Alaska, where cruise ships stop there. In Ketchikan, Alaska, it's cruise ships stop there. It seems that cruise ship passengers, they've been hanging out at an Alaska homeless shelter to get free coffee and a little something to eat. But according to the shelter, very few of them are giving donations. They're just helping themselves to the coffee and goodies. And then they go back on their cruise ship. Now what's happening, I guess, is that the cruise ships come in and they often wander about the town. They're looking for a restroom and perhaps they're looking for a restroom and perhaps a bite to eat, and they run into the homeless shelter. And the homeless shelter is saying, hey, if they'll have a snack, they'll take a snack and then they'll sit there and they'll watch TV in the homeless shelter. Can you imagine? They come off a cruise ship. They're spending thousands of dollars to go on their cruise ship. They go into Ketchikan. They're looking for something to do, and they go to the homeless shelter. Hey, they've got coffee and goodies. We'll watch some TV in the homeless shelter, and we'll have some coffee and goodies. Now, the homeless services chairwoman, Evelyn Erb, she says, that's called audacity, isn't it? Yeah, I would agree with Miss Eberly. If you come off a cruise ship, you go to a homeless shelter and help yourself to the coffee and goodies. Yeah, that's pretty much the definition of audacity. Now, to give you an example of how busy Ketchikan is, last year, 38 cruise ships stopped there, bringing over 944,000 visitors to the community of Ketchikan. Ketchikan has about a population of 8,200 people. So you got 944,000 people spending thousands of dollars on a cruise ship. They get into Ketchikan looking for a bite to eat or something to do, and they go to the homeless shelter, help themselves to coffee and goodies. Yeah, I would definitely say that is the definition of audacity. Now, another person in the homeless shelter said, you know, that doesn't really bother him. He says, and I quote, "We're for the homeless, but we're also for the community, for anybody who needs a safe place to stay. And this door is open for anybody who needs resources." He says, and I'm quoting here, "I just can't see myself turning somebody away for a cup of coffee, even if they're not from around here, or they're using the bathroom, or they needed a break from walking around." Well, good for this guy. Even someone coming from a cruise ship having the audacity to get their coffee and goodies and watch TV at a homeless shelter. The worker at the homeless shelter said, "Hey, we welcome anybody." Well, good for the homeless shelter, but I say, cruise ship folks, try getting your stuff elsewhere, like on the ship. That's that for this topic, and we'll be right back for some more topics right after this. Hey, welcome back to Canfield Company. I'm Rob Canfield, your host. I was looking at the East Oregonian. It's a newspaper in Pendleton. There was an article in the paper about Umatilla County employers. They're facing some problems in trying to fill positions. And one of the big issues they have is job applicants' inability to pass a drug screen. Yeah. One of their major problems in Umatilla County in finding workers is applicants' inability to pass a drug screen. They said another problem they had in getting applicants to apply for jobs in the Umatilla County job market is that employers are running into applicants. They've decided it's more beneficial to stay on government benefits than join the workforce. Now, anybody living in Oregon knows that is no surprise. I mean, the government actually recruits people, promotes people for government benefits. You don't have to do anything for government benefits, like work or volunteer or anything. You just get government benefits. So why should someone really get a job when their government benefits will pay them just as well? Now, if I'm a taxpayer, I'm saying, this is backwards. This is ridiculous. And the employers are saying, we have jobs here. We want to give you a job. We're looking for people to do these jobs, but the folks don't want to do them. They don't want to give up their government benefits. Now, of course, the employers, what they're dealing with is candidates will go, I don't really want the job. I just know I'm supposed to apply for one. They don't really want the job, but they're just supposed to apply for the job so they can prove to the state, hey, I'm looking for a job. It's a game. Everybody knows this is what's happening. But man, there's these employers in Umatilla County, here in Multnomah County, all over Oregon. Employers are looking for good workers, and they either can't pass a drug screen, or they don't want to get a job because they'll lose their government benefits. Something is backwards here. Another problem and issue that the employers found was that there was an extremely poor work ethic in the current workforce. The group, they said 100% of employers brought up work ethic. There's a big problem with their workers today. Work ethic. Remember that? Work ethic. Now, another thing in Umatilla County, and I think it's probably also true in all over the state of Oregon, is that employers say new hires lack basic skills such as basic computer troubleshooting, phone etiquette, even the ability to make change when a customer pays in cash. Now, do you know how to make change? Do you know basic computer skills? Can you do basic computer troubleshooting? Do you have good phone etiquette? Do you have good customer service skills? It seems that a lot of people apparently in the job market do not have these skills. And it's really sad because these are simple things to catch on with. The Umatilla County employer said they had 10 skills, top 10 skills they're looking for. Number one, their number one skill they want is a good work ethic. Number two, They want to see a sense of professionalism. Number 3, they're looking for good communication skills. Now, number 4, fluent English. Number 5, they're looking for customer service skills. Have you noticed how in the stores, offices, that's kind of gone by the wayside, customer service? Employers need people with good customer service skills. Number 6, basic office skills. Can you pick up a phone? Can you use a computer? Can you use the machines? That sort of thing. Number 7, they're looking for folks with leadership skills. Number 8, employers are looking for people with critical thinking ability. Number 9, they're looking for people with Number 9, they're looking for folks with basic computer skills. And number 10, employers everywhere are looking for people with basic math skills. We've talked about this on the show before. It's amazing to me that the number of students that graduate from high school with A's and B's, and they get to college and they cannot meet the college level math and writing abilities. They have to take remedial classes instead of being able to take, let's say, Math 101, which is the basic college class. You would think that something that a high school would get people up to speed on. Instead, people have to take the Math 60, Math 90 remedial classes in college before they're able to take the basic college math course. This is a problem, I think, in Oregon and other places. People graduate from high school and the report cards say they get A's and B's, but they're unequipped to do basic college math, basic college writing. It's a real shame. It's a real shame. Now, as I was thinking about this earlier today, I remembered something I saw on Facebook. It's been going around the Facebook, the internets. See right here, internets. 10 things that require zero talent if you're on a job, okay? 10 things that require zero talent, but I think all employers are looking for this. I know all employers are looking at this. Number 1 thing for the job seeker that requires no talent. Number 1, being on time. Number 2, work ethic. Number 3, making effort. Number 4, body language. Good sense of what good body language is, appropriate body language is. That's a skill that requires absolutely zero talent. Number 5, energy. Put some energy in the job. Requires zero talent to have energy in your job. Number 6, attitude. Zero energy. It takes zero energy or zero talent even to have attitude. You just throw it out there. I have a great attitude. Number 7 of the 10 things that require zero talent in the job market, passion. How about a passion for what you're doing? Requires zero talent. Number 8 of the things that require zero talent in the job market, being coachable. That's right. You know-it-alls out there who think you know everything. You don't. It requires zero talent to be coachable. Number 9 on the list of 10 things that require zero talent, doing extra, going above and beyond the call. Doing extra, doing over and above your minimum job requirements. It requires zero talent, but this is what employers are looking for. And number 10 of the 10 things that require zero talent in the job world, being prepared. It's a simple thing to be prepared. As part of every job, be prepared. I mean, be prepared to, even at home, be prepared to wake up when the alarm goes off. Be prepared to have your clothes ready. Be prepared to have breakfast. Be prepared to catch your bus or get in your car on time to get to work. Be prepared. Wasn't that the Boy Scout motto? I think so. Well, that's it for this topic. We'll be back right after this with another topic. Hi, welcome back. This is Canfield Company, and I'm your host, Rob Canfield. What we do on the show is we do topics. The next topic was really, really interesting. And it's about a guy decided he would make a sandwich, but he would create all the ingredients himself. Instead of going to the store and getting all the ingredients or just going through Subway and buying a sandwich, this guy decided he was going to make all the ingredients of the sandwich himself to see what it would cost him. So what a Subway sandwich costs is what, maybe $5-6. You know, if you make a sandwich from ingredients you can buy at the store, you can probably make a sandwich for less than $1. So this guy, he thought he would see what life would be like without exchanging or trading. He decided to make a sandwich literally from scratch. So here's what he did. He actually grew his own vegetables. He gathered salt from salt water. He actually milked a cow and then turned the milk into cheese. He pickled a cucumber in a jar. He ground his own flour from wheat to actually make the bread for the sandwich. He collected his own honey, and he personally killed a chicken for his meat. You think of all the things you got to do to make a sandwich. This is incredible. So this month, he posted the results of his endeavor to make a sandwich totally from scratch. He made a video of it. It's on YouTube. You might want to do a YouTube search of it. Anyway, basically making the sandwich by himself cost him 6 months of his life, and it cost him over $1,500 for a sandwich. Now he did not kick in things like the air transportation he had to pay to get the salt from the sea, and you know he maybe should have learned how to build a plane and fly a plane to get to the ocean to get the salt for the sea. But he decided we're going to cut that out of the costs. Wouldn't be fair. So what he found out was, and I'm quoting from him, is that the inefficiency of making even something as humble as a sandwich by oneself without the benefits of market exchange, it's mind-boggling. You know, there was a time when people grew their own food and a time when people made their own clothes. Yeah, those times were like the Dark Ages. Everyone was in poverty. Everyone had to work from sunrise to sunset to make their own food, to make their own clothes. Everyone was in poverty. It was the Dark Ages. Nobody rested. You worked from sunup to sundown. There was no wealth. There was no rest. It was not the life we have today. And I think it's important when we're talking about the free market and exchange and global trading. I think really we need to think seriously about this. This is why our standard of living has increased, and why we have the great things we do is because of exchange and trade. For instance, thanks to international trade, you can drink coffee grown in Latin America, and you can read them on eyeglasses that were made in Europe, and you can read the blog of that this guy wrote from a keyboard or a device that's made in Asia. And this is because freedom to trade has dramatically improved the quality of life throughout the entire world. This is what Adam Smith was talking about. Exchange, free trade. This is the opposite of people like Obama and Bernie Sanders are saying, and what the socialists are saying. By free trade and exchange, you can have a cup of coffee made from South America. You can read them on eyeglasses that were probably made in Europe, and you can read all this stuff on a device that was made in Asia. And your standard of living is high Because of this, across the world, when this has come into place, when capitalism and free exchange has come into place, people's standard of living just skyrocket. You take a look at backwards countries where this doesn't happen. North Korea, Cuba, other developing nations, they don't have these resources. Their standard of living is not improved. So remember, freedom to trade internationally, it helps to raise living standards. It decreases global poverty. Now you have some trade protectionist folks, including Bernie Sanders, including Donald Trump. They want to restrict the United States' ability to trade. And there sure is a fine line. It's true there are jobs shipped overseas, jobs shipped to Mexico. People have lost their jobs. But there has to be a way to have international trade and keep jobs. The trade has to be there. International trade has to be there. It's the key to prosperity. It's the key to rising all boats all across the world to a higher level of prosperity. And think about that. Even something as a bag of groceries, or even the pencil or the pen you write with, it's made by many people with parts from around the world, and it's dirt cheap, all because of free trade. So just think about that. Next time you're on your computer, next time you're drinking your Starbucks, next time you're wearing your glasses. Free trade has allowed the prosperity boat, to rise for all levels. That's it for today's show, and I want to thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions on the show, feel free to email me. My email is troutdalecanfield@gmail.com. You can also check out our website, robertcanfield.com. Isn't that easy to remember? robertcanfield.com. Again, if you have questions or comments about the show, email us at troutdalecanfield@gmail.com, or check out our website at robertcanfield.com. That's right, robertcanfield.com is our website. So again, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank the folks in the control room today for all of their help. Thanks Mike Canty for helping me out with the technical aspects today. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Canfield and Company. I'm Rob Canfield. We'll see you later.